Judgment time.
Hey, welcome back guys. The Judge coming back at you with another Scum video. This time we are going to wrap up 2023 with a few tips on how to get started here in Scum. So a lot has changed over the past year. We had modular building come in, we've had some stuff removed, we've had some stuff added. And it gets a little bit confusing. They have added a very nice tutorial kind of page now, like a manual, but this is kind of a more of a hands-on, just to kind of show you guys kind of how to get started off in Scum. So we're not really going to go over too much of the basics of like tool crafting, but I will show you how to make like a stone knife and stuff like that. But we are going to go over base building and locations. Basically, you never really want to be out in an open field, because when you're building your base, especially if you're not on a bot server, you're going to be doing a lot of cutting down of trees and kind of lugging around all of the logs. So you really want to try and get yourself kind of inland and, well, basically find a nice little spot now, and I'll show you kind of why we kind of want to be near some sort of foliage. So, and I hope everyone's had a great day so far, and we do have New Year's Eve coming up, so Happy New Year. So this looks like a nice flat area. We've got plenty of trees around, and every time you're going to build a base, the first thing you are going to want to start off with, so we're going to come over to crafting from your inventory. We're going to go right to the top under the flags, and you can pick any flag. They all do the same. It's just personal preference to your color. And you'll see that it kind of gives you your square, and inside of your square is basically all what you own. So when you are building, that's what it's going to be. So to build the flag, it's going to take 8 pieces of metal, 8 rags, 2 bolts or 2 nails, and a toolbox. 8 uses of a toolbox. You can build improvised toolboxes, or you can find them out in the world. The same with the nails. The scrap metal will pretty much come off of any cars you ever find. And rags, if you find any spare clothing, just cut them up. When you are cutting down trees, so what we'll do is we'll just give ourselves an axe real quick with our magic codes. So when you are cutting down trees, this is how long it takes. And you can't speed this up. Like, this isn't governed by your survival or anything like that, or your engineering. Okay, so you'll cut down a tree, you'll get 5 logs and 1 tree branch. The tree branch can be cut into sticks, and the logs can be cut into planks if you need them. Now, that was with a axe. If you can, and to speed your process up, you want to get yourself a chainsaw. So when you're using a chainsaw, you will yield a lot more wood than you would using an axe. So we'll go ahead and we'll turn this on. Maybe we'll turn it on. There we go. Okay, so we'll cut down a similar sized tree. We'll go with this one right here, and we'll see the difference in your, and look how quicker that is. There we go. So this time we got 6 logs and 1 tree branch still. So a little bit more. And also when you cut these up using your chainsaw, you'll yield more planks, and the same with the sticks. So if you can, try and get yourself a chainsaw. It's a lot quicker. Now when you're lugging these around, and this is kind of why you want to be near kind of the woods, is that one at a time you're going to have to lug these back to your base while you're building, and it's just going to take a lot of time. So for the purpose of the video, just to keep it short, we're going to use our little magic codes and we'll build the flag. Now this is going to be your most important piece of your base, and the reason being is that if someone gets near it and they click on it, within usually 24 hours your base will become their base, and that will unlock all of your doors and give them free access to your chests. So always protect your flag and never put it on one of your foundations, because if they blow up your foundation, your flag will break. Always put it on the floor. And while we're at it, we have some rocks here. You will search a rock pile, click on 2 rocks, right click, craft stone knife, or craft a stone axe head. And that is basically how you will start off with a knife, which will allow you to cut down bushes and also cut up your rags. And there you have it. We have a stone knife. Okay, so now that you've got your flag down, we can go about building. So the modular base building came in, and we have twig foundations and triangle twig foundations. And you can place them kind of anywhere it'll allow you. We have a stone right here now, so that's blocking why we can't put it there. So if we pick up this stone and press Alt C, that'll bring it back out. Now we can place it. Now, unfortunately, Scum doesn't flatten the ground when you're putting your blueprints down. So come up a little bit, place your blueprint using F, and there we go. And you cannot snap blueprints together. So always build your first one. And the reason being is that now it will snap off of your first one. So we can snap here, and snap here, and snap here. And there is the bottom of your base. Now we can go ahead and add some walls. So we have 2 different types of walls. We have the large twig wall and the twig wall with a window. I recommend never putting windows on your bottom floor, purely because people can shoot through them, or sometimes steal items if they're close enough. We also have a half wall, and we have a low twig wall. So we can go ahead and we will build our walls real quick. So you'll just snap them on, and they will snap right to the side of your foundations. That's the place we'll leave for our door. And we're just going to build a little twig house. There we go. And we can put the door on, and then the actual door. Now we do have a tutorial on the roofs, but just for the purpose of the video, we'll go ahead and we'll use the slanted roofs anyway. So you can just go ahead and use the twig floors, which will make you a nice flat roof. Or you could go ahead and use the twig roof slanted, which will do this. Now, it's a kind of a clever system in terms of when you build these, it will take into account what you have done, and it will remove the excess piece of roof on the outside. So let me show you real quick what I mean. So usually these are pretty flat. And there are some more advanced roofs you can do. You can go and check out the other video. But here we go. So remove the excess piece, and you got a nice little pointy roof. One of the little tips and tricks I usually use when making like my porch or some better windows is you can take your little twig support frames and place them on the outside, and if you take your low twig wall, it will snap, making this red. But if you build that, you can also build this afterwards. So it'll kind of give you like a nice little wraparound. It also can be used with the twig double door frame. So if you wanted yourself to have a bit more of a cover at the top, and then you can also place it right there. And they also work with the half walls as well. So if you wanted a bit more kind of a covered window, maybe you could have a table right here you could get on top of, shoot out, and then yeah. So just a little tip there for when building your porches. And there's a few things you can do like with the building. It's really is kind of have a play and kind of see what you kind of want to come up with. But it doesn't take long to kind of get your house going, get a nice shape, and then you kind of you know, you're good to go. We'll put that there just for good measure. We'll finish it off. There we go. And we'll just add a roof. Yeah, so there it is, guys. So that is basically the modular building. Obviously, it will take you a little bit because you won't have like the quick commands to build it so quick. But how you upgrade your buildings when you have built your kind of starter building is you'll, based on your engineering skill, you'll walk up to any of the walls. If you hold F, it will give you an upgrade option. So this will upgrade it to the next tier, which would be a wood wall. So it will require more ingredients again, and kind of afterwards, you know, that they'll just be stronger overall as a building. So we'll go ahead and I'll just show you this tier, and it'll give you a nice new look to your building. And this can be done on all pieces that you have placed. So if we wanted to, we could do here, and we could get this wood door frame right there. And then we'll do this one. And you'll notice with the door at the moment we can put 2 locks on, and kind of how you put locks on your doors, and this also works for the prefabs, is you'll go up to your door, you will hit tab, and then your lock from your inventory you will just drag over and drop. And if you wanted to remove that, you just right click the door and remove iron lock. And that's how you add and remove locks to your doors. Once you have locked this, like, you don't have to physically unlock it. It will always open to you, but it will not open to anyone else. They will have to pick your lock. Excuse me while I relieve myself. So yeah, there's a few little tips there, guys, for getting started when you're building. We can go over a little bit on the outer walls and why you should never build all the way up towards your edge of your basically flag circle. And the reason being is that if you're built right up against it and someone else builds a flag next to yours, they can instantly jump over your walls. So it's never good to go off center to your circle. So maximum I would build maybe to here. I mean, people do get pretty inventive. Sometimes they build ramps and they jump your walls with cars and motorbikes and whatnot. So kind of always kind of be aware of that. So we do have outer walls, and these are basically a drag and drop. So they have a little arrow to say which way they're facing. You'll start by pressing F. If you just kind of walk and move, it will turn any which way. If you hold shift, it will go in a straight line. And then if the arrow turned, you can flip it. So you want it facing outwards from your base. So when you build your wall, this is your palisade. When you upgrade it, the next row will be barbed wire. And now you have a barbed wire wall. And when you start building the next piece, it will instantly snap to your wall, as you can see. And then you can start coming off. Again, it flipped round, so hold F and flip. We'll upgrade right here. There we go. And then maybe you want to put a door here, so you can go with the door frame, and it will snap to there. There we go. Hold F, upgrade, and then you can hold F, so you can actually do it 5 times if you have good engineering. You'll go from barbed wire to metal, from metal to brick, and from brick to concrete. And then we have the doors, and the doors are also upgraded the same way, and they can also be locked. As you upgrade, you'll get more slots as well. So if we upgrade this again, we can now put 3 locks on, and we can also have a BCU lock. So yeah, there's a few little items and little bits there for you guys to have a little mess around with. If you do you want to know more on kind of like the roofing or the survival aspects, we do have a video already of like getting started in Scum by making like a backpack and stuff like that. Go ahead and check it out, guys. And remember, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Make sure you follow for more. And we'll see you all in the next one.